Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh, B'Hashim, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashim, Chahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. I just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Ahwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Hashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Awaf just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on this article with Javice or Javice, if I'm pronouncing her name right. Her name is Charlie, right? It's funny her name is Charlie, right? To go along with Captain Kirk. Charlie Javice, who defrauded JPMorgan out of $175 million, invokes the Holocaust survivor grandmother in a letter to judge. I am truly sorry. So if you think this lady is going to really get some time, doubt it, man. I'm surprised she hasn't run to Israel. Okay, but it says convicted fraudster Charlie Javice invoked her Holocaust surviving grandmother in a letter pleading to a federal judge for mercy, insisting she accepts full responsibility for defrauding JPMorgan Chase out of $175 million, asking to avoid prison. Okay, well, if you are accepting full responsibility, then why aren't you expecting full judgment? Why are you asking for, to be exempt from prison when everybody else goes? You got people going to prison for, regular shoplifting. Bitch, you done stole $175 million. That's a lot of money. But most of these people that do this, they generally are Edomites and they get away with that shit. They get a slap on the wrist. They get a little, they a little house arrest in their mansions, living off the money that they stole from the, the people. While in the meanwhile, the people that they stole from, you done ruined their savings. You've ruined their retirement. These people, that's why you see a lot of these Edomites, these older Edomites out here, greeting your ass at Walmart. It's not just because they just want something to do. It's because a lot of them they need a job, man. I work with people like that. I work with a guy that had all kind, millions of dollars or whatever. He still got, he's sitting, he got a little something going, but he had to run through all that money during, COVID and all that other stuff, and he had to come out of retirement. And now here you go, you got this old ass Edomite. He's in his 70s working with me. Because he need the extra money, right? So, and this is just the fall of our enemies, and I'm glad as shit to see it. Every time I see all these kinds of stories, I'm applauding the Lord, because we ask for the Lord to show us tokens as to the prayers that we send forth, man, and that our prayers are being answered. Okay, it says, I accept the jury's verdict and take full responsibility for my actions. Okay, so why don't you just go ahead and say, well, you know what, I accept the full term sentence that you give me, but you asking for to not go to prison. What the fuck are you talking about? That's like an oxymoron. It says there are no excuses, only regret. Oh, okay, well, all right, we'll do that time that's deserved. You should be asking the judge, give me full term time for what I've done. Javice, the founder of student aid startup Frank, wrote in a letter to Judge Alvin Hollerstein. Who's the Alvin Hollerstein? Let's look this guy up real quick. You think that this guy, Alvin, because I'm thinking he's I think he might be more than likely a small hat, just like her, and he's not gonna give her no time, right? Because she pulling the real the crocodile tears, bullshit. Let me get this guy, because they got it. I noticed in these hookups they got it where you can't. Just copy and search the name. Here we go, right here. Let's see if they'll let me do it from here. Let's check this guy out. Let's see who he is. Because it sounded like a small hat. Sounded like a small hat. 91. Hold on, this nigga 91 years old. Oh, they definitely about to let her get back out here on the streets. They gonna. And matter of fact, she more than likely gonna be able to keep some of that money that this nigga was born in 1933. God damn. But he's a small hat. I'm willing to bet you he's a small hat. She is a small hat, and they all stick together, man. They all stick together. About to get this girl, this, well, I can't say girl, this grown ass woman no time, cause they looking at her like she's a damn teenager, but she's in her fucking 30s. Let me see. Alvin K. Hollerstein. As soon as you see that Stein on it, you already know what it is. I want to just see. Let's just do this. Is he a small hat? Well, then I bet you he's a small hat along with her. Yep. Yes, Alvin K. Hollerstein, or Hellerstein, was Jewish and deeply involved in the Jewish community throughout his life. That's all we need. So you think that this Jewish, because they're actually Edomites, no different than the so-called white people right here in the Americas. If you seen this lady right here walking the streets, you know what I'm saying? Because this guy next to her look like fucking, come on, bro. If you seen her in public, check her out. If you just seen her in public, the average person is not thinking Jew, they thinking white person. This is an Edomite, man. The average person see a woman like this right here. Now, you don't get me wrong, it's not a color thing. It's not a color thing. But these people are no different than the Edomites that are here in the Americas just fronting like there's something different. Because they've been able to use that media, and that's that crafty counsel of Esau, man. You know, these are your real witches, mediums, and sorcerers, man. Okay, it says she's 33, was convicted in March of security fraud, wire fraud, bank fraud, conspiracy after a Manhattan jury found she fabricated customer data to convince JPMorgan that Frank had more than 4 million users. In reality, the platform had fewer than 300,000. Prosecutors said Javice and her growth officer, Olivier Amar, paid a data scientist to generate millions of fake student accounts to mislead the bank before its $175 million acquisition in 2021. See, let's check this person out. I like to see pictures of these people and, you know, kind of see, you know, what, just what we looking into. Here we go. Look at this nigga. This nigga look like this motherfucker. That motherfucker look like a nigga out of one of them old ass vampire movies. These are wicked people, bro. And they don't care about, you know what I'm saying, whose career they destroy, whatever. They don't care about that. They don't care about the people that they defrauded, man. Now this bitch is begging for no prison time. It says she now faces decades in prison, but has pleaded for mercy, citing her youth at the time of the crime and her family obligations. Your youth, your family obligations. Aren't you supposed to be a Jew? Shouldn't you know the laws of the, matter of fact, let's get a law of the Torah, because you will, a lot of them will admit to the Torah, even though they'll say they don't believe in the New Testament and stuff like that. But let's get the Torah. Exodus 20. Let's get to the point here. Verse 15. Only 4 words. Thou shalt not steal. You don't think this judge, thou shalt not steal? There's punishments for stealing, man. Matter of fact, let me see here. Let's get the law. Okay, I mean, there's so many scriptures on this, man. But Leviticus 19:11, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. Verse 13, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. And that's one thing that these Edomites do too. They holding on to a nigga's pay all week, holding on to your pay 2 weeks, holding on to your pay in certain jobs for a month. When a job is done, and with the digital technology, especially these days, everything is digital. It's direct deposit. You trying to tell me that you can't pay me on the hour? I should be able to get paid every 15 minutes. Say, for instance, you know what I'm saying, you got a job, you know what I'm saying, it's $20 an hour. Every 15 minutes, it should be $5 going into your account. 30 minutes, another $5 going into your account. 45 minutes, another $5 going into your account. An hour, you've got your complete $20. It should be actually paid by the minute. It should be fluctuating in your account every minute. Even by the second, for that matter. Millisecond. Just like a goddamn marathon clock. When they hitting that clock and you running a marathon, that shit ticking every time that motherfucker tick. Matter of fact, if you look up the national debt clock, it should be, your money should be going into your account just like that as soon as you clock in. You should be able to look on your phone and see like, yeah, damn, I just made 25 cents. I just made 30 cents. I just made 60 cents. I just made $1. I just made $2. I just made 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? You should be, and that money should be in your account. You should be able to use an hour out of that account just to go for lunch if you want to. I'm going to take my first hour and I'm going to take that shit and I'm going to go and, you know, and just get me some chicken wings or whatever the fuck. But here you go. This man, he's holding on to your fucking money all damn week, 2 weeks, a month. So these people are wicked as hell, man. Let's see what else we got in here. And it's definitely going off into stealing the children of Israel, going off into slavery. And you so-called white people gonna pay for all this shit. Let's get it. Deuteronomy 25:13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag divers weights, a great and a small. Thou shalt not have in thine house divers measures, a great and a small. And this is Esau. He's got all kinds of weights. He's tricking everybody. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight. A perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord Yahweh our power giveth thee. For all that do such things and all that do unrighteously are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Because this lady is an abomination, man. Let me read this, Job 20:19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desire. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his good. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that's the way that it's supposed to be. And it's really coming down on Esau like that. And the scriptures goes on and on and on, man. You're supposed to be, and you know, here she's trying to so-called use her Holocaust, you know what I'm saying, mother or grandmother or whatever the fuck. Well, you should have had respect for your grandmother and been like, you know what, well, I don't want to put that, you know, why would I even, you know, put that kind of pressure on my grandmother? Why would I want to grieve my grandmother like that? Now, check it out, because she's talking about hopes of being a mother. She told the court she put her life on hold. She said at 28, I was out of my depth and made poor choices that still haunt me. At 28 in the biblical times, your ass would have done had 10 kids by now. Right? She told the court she put her life on hold since her indictment, delaying her hopes of becoming a mother. Oh, yeah? At 20, yeah, okay. In her letter, she invoked her immigrant grandparents who rebuilt their lives from nothing. Okay, well, you're going to build your life from nothing once they, you know, because you should be in jail until them missiles come. But we know that these people, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. We know that these people are not in trouble, especially Amalek. So-called white people are not in trouble as other men. But these Amalekites, oh, they on a whole different level of getting away with everything. Psalm 73, and let me start at verse 3. And you can see the reason why he was saying what he was saying in this too, you know what I'm saying, from a carnal aspect. Because these people, they living it up. They get what they want to get, and they're not in trouble. They just get to just live, bro. They have no fucking problems whatsoever. Here you go, you waking up, you know, tired as shit, don't want to go to work. You've been overworked, underpaid, bill after bill after bill. There's a fucking bill coming out. Every check you get, it's no time that you can actually keep a weekly check without anything being paid. It's something got to be paid every goddamn day in this place, man. But these people, they get to do stuff like that and get to go chill. You don't think that she's still sitting on some of that $175 million? You think she just whatever? You think they just went in and froze the account? I doubt it, man. Psalm 73:3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. That's the point. These people are not in trouble like how our people are in trouble, man. Jake be going through it. Okay, it says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They had more than heart could wish. I'm willing to bet you she didn't have no problems with no payments on apartments or housing or cars. Or I'm pretty certain I'm pretty certain her family was already set, bro. You ain't just working at JPMorgan, you know what I'm saying, without, having somewhat of some, you're set already. These are the people that get these jobs, man. Kid says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, man. And that's these people. They're not in trouble as other men. Look, see, why you think you see pictures like this? You're not going to see no mugshot of her. Where's her mugshot? They show you pictures like this right here because they know that it's going to resonate with. Look. They know that it's going to resonate with you. Oh, she just made a mistake. Let this have been a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American woman. Oh, she just made a mistake. And this is how they do. When it comes to you so-called blacks, they'll go back into your history. They got you, with that blunt in your hand. You throwing up the F you finger. They go all the way back to your first grade picture, man. Says her grandmother, a Holocaust survivor, taught her that education is the only thing you can take with you. Okay, all right. She described volunteer work from starting a soup kitchen. There you go. As a teenager, they're going to give you that look at me, I just made that one mistake. The apprenticeships for underserved youth in Israel, to supporting a clinic for children with special needs, and more recently, helping formerly incarcerated women find housing and jobs. You don't think that they ran this down on her? This is a plan. This is the playbook. Look, these are pretty serious allegations, but if you were to do somewhat of this community service, you got to make it seem like you're a great person. You got to make it seem as if, see, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. This is how this man gets down. This is how this man gets down, because you don't think JPMorgan don't give a fuck. They want their money. But for her to get out of this, they're going to have to make it seem like she's a model citizen that just made that mistake. This is Esau's way of getting down. He's been running this play for a long time. She wrote the case cost her company. Oh, your company? Bitch, you stole. What the fuck you mean your company? It cost you your company. No, you gave your company up, bitch. Career? No, you gave up your career when you done that. Reputation? No, you gave up your reputation when you done that. And friendships? No, you gave up your friendships when you done that. What are you fucking talking about? It cost you. Most painfully, she said she lost time, including her hopes of motherhood. Oh my. This is how you know she getting out. This is Esau all day long. Matter of fact, when you go into the Cain, where he was talking about this punishment is more than I can bear. Right? This punishment is more than I can bear. Yeah, I fucked up. I know I fucked up, but still, I should. Come on, bro. Esau is the reincarnation of Cain. It says, adjusting to this reality as I approach the age of 34 has been crushingly sad. Not only to me, but also to my aging parents. Also, your aging parents? What do you mean? You should have been having kids when you first jumped out of high school, so to speak, type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, aren't you an Israeli? Don't y'all have bar mitzvahs and shit like that at the age of 12? The sons, you know what I'm saying? Don't y'all get married? What are you doing without no children at the age of 28 when you done the bullshit that you done? Come on, bro. She wrote that her mother is now approaching the age at which my grandmother and great-grandmother were diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. See? They running the game right now. The thought of not being there for my mom or of not being able to give her grandchildren is unbearable, she wrote. She wrote that Frank grew out of her own gratitude for financial aid and desire to give others a fair shot at higher education. Her lawyers are asking for no prison sentence and no restitution to JPMorgan. Not only do they don't want no prison, they don't even want her to pay none of the money back. This is some Edomite shit, boy, at its finest. This is Esau 101, man. This is Esau 101. You can't get around it, man. This is it. So these people are fakes, they're phonies, you know what I'm saying? And this is Esau's kingdom, and they're able to get away with stuff like this. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna put in, does she have a mugshot? I'm willing to bet you this bitch ain't got no mugshot. They showing you all these little cute pictures. She's so cute. Aww. She might have a mugshot though. Let's see. I'm just gonna put in mugshot. Doubt it. If she had one, you know, they probably let her get into the squad car with no handcuffs on. Whole nine. Nope, there is no mugshot. All you seeing is happy, happy, joy, joy pictures of her. You don't see no mugshot. She out here on the streets walking about free, man. And they talking about no jail, and they might actually do it. Look at her. These are Edomites, man. These people are no different than your Tennessean, whiskey drinking ass, trailer trash ass, you know what I'm saying, white person down in Tennessee, man. But they fool the people with that media because they're in control. See, this is media work right here. This is that medium work. This is that witchcraft. When they show you pictures like this right here, look at her. She just made a mistake. Nah, bitch, at 28, that's not a mistake. You orchestrated that. 175 million? This is not like you know, you're fucking 12 years old and you stole, you know, a Snickers and you know. No, you were 28. You knew what the fuck you was doing. For 175 million? We ain't talking about $1,000 here. We ain't talking about 2,000, 3. I'm thinking like even $10,000. This bitch, no, bitch, you know what you doing. Even 4,000. Bitch, 400. You knew what you was doing. Now here all of a sudden you, pancreatic cancer, my grandmother and my great mother had it, and I may not be able to have children. But guess who, you know, Hellestein, he's a small hat too, and this bitch about to get off. She about to get off. She learned her lesson, Your Honor. But where's the rest of that $175 million at? I'm willing to bet she probably still sitting on some of that in her bank account, arguing that this was her money to begin with and the other money that she just blew off. Well, okay, where's the restitution? But this is their kingdom, man. This is their kingdom. And you can't say that these people are not the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. And the Lord, he's showing it more and more. Matter of fact, let me get one more before I'm out of here. You, Jake, not gonna pull no shit like this and think you're gonna get away with it. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. See? And so the Lord can't come until the man of sin, the son of perdition, be revealed. And that man of sin is Esau, and the main tribe of Esau, because Esau became the progenitor of who you believe or they say to be the white race, because they're actually pinkish to reddish in color. Matter of fact, when you look at her, let me go back. She's not white. She's actually pinkish to reddish in color, just like how the scripture says that Esau would be red. Look at her. Recessive ass genes, looking demonic as hell. See? See, like, look, her shirt is white. Her shirt is white. But they trying to tell you that these people look like a glass of milk. Look, big ass smile on her face. She don't give a fuck. And I'm willing to bet you her family got money, because most of these Amalekites, man, they be having bread. Right? But the Lord's return can't come until these people are revealed. And the main tribe, just like Judah is the main tribe of Israel, so to speak, Amalek is the main tribe of these Edomites. And they're being revealed in these last days. So we know that that's another prophetic point of the Lord's coming, man, because the Lord is coming. Because you can clearly see the earthquakes in diverse places, the pestilence, the famines, the wars, rumors of wars, the uproars of the people. People bugging the fuck out right now. Hell, America is on the brink of civil war, man. I wouldn't, man. If civil war don't go down by the end of the year, I'd be surprised. You already in the middle of September. This year done blew by. But this guy Trump, within these past 7-8 months or whatever, man, this nigga done, hey, he's straight and took it to a whole another level of division. And you know the scripture says that a nation divided cannot stand. So we're watching the downfall of our enemy, man. And they're being shown more and more to be who they are. That's the thing. Because see, little stories like this, they normally would go under the radar, in which they still are. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of people not paying attention. You know, there's some news articles. You know, there's some people that are actually, you know, paying attention to stuff like this. You know, but the average person, man, they not thinking about stuff like this. But guess what? The watchers, the men of the Lord, the men that the Lord has set up, man, we're watching every goddamn thing. We're the eyes of the Lord, so to speak, to go along with, you know, the angels, you know. But we're to watch and pray. We're to report on every goddamn thing that's going on. And we're a body of men. And the Lord has set it up where each portion of this body has a certain job to do. Like certain brothers are being to, you know, the UFO. Certain brothers are being to the finances or economist type thing. Certain brothers are being to the righteousness of Jake. Certain brothers are be, you know, but it all collectively comes together. So we're, you know, the word is going out, and there's not going to be no excuse or no cloak for you, Jake, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You need to repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushua, because these people are the wicked right here. And these are the very people that stole your identity. These are the very people, matter of fact, think about that. They stole a whole culture, identity, your whole shit. And people know it, but no one is really, you know, none of these world leaders are actually standing up and saying, you know what, those so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they are the real true Hebrew Israelites. But guess what? On the world stage, it's countries now, they like, man, fuck Israel. You got a lot of these it's so much, everybody is like backing the fuck up. We don't want nothing to do with you. They backing up now, you know, because that shameful spewing is on Esau's shit, man. Especially these Israelis. But guess what? They're going to go on with the process because it's prophetic. And they're going to draw these Americans right off into that third world war, and America's going to be smashed right along with their asses. So I repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushua, and with that, shalom, shalom. Continue on praying for the downfall of this place too.